In this video, we will learn about the liberalization. So liberalization is a part of NEP. So NEP means New Economic Policy. So before starting the reforms in New Economic Policy, you should know what is liberalization. So liberalization is a process in which all the restrictions which was previously imposed by the government, that is removed. In other words, we can say our economy was opened in the year 1991. So in the first video, you have already learned that what was the condition of Indian economy till 1990. So at that time, Manmohan Singh and P.V. Narasimha Rao decided to open our economy so that the reforms may take place. So first, that is the liberalization. So reforms under the liberalization, there are 5. First, industrial sector reforms. Second, financial sector reforms. Next, fiscal or tax reforms. Next, foreign exchange reforms. Next, trade and investment policy reforms. So in this video, we will learn about the industrial sector reforms. So first, abolition of industrial licensing. So when our country became independent in the year 1947, at that time a number of licensing systems were developed because the government does not want to give 100% freedom to private sectors. So before the establishment of any industry, the government decided to take the license. So when our economy was opened in the year 1991, it is removed. Abolition of industrial licensing means abolition of licensing. But in some of the cases, there was the need of license, such as production of alcohol, hazardous goods, means you can say the goods which was related or which is related to the social welfare that requires the license, and except these, the licensing system has been removed. Now come to the second point, that is the decrease in the role of public sector. So just after independence, all the industrial sector was in the hand of government. Government wanted to create job opportunity. The government wanted to reduce the gap between rich and poor. Means overall we can say equality. Government wanted to try equality among all the people. So all the industries was in the hand of public sector. 17 industries were at that time, according to the licensing system, according to the industrial policy of 1956, there were 17 industry was totally in the hand of government. But after 1991, now the government had only 3 industries, such as atomic energy, railways. Okay. Next, that is the de-reservation of production by a small scale industry. So a small scale industries are those industries where the investment is up to 5 crore according to 1991. Before that, all those industries which had the investment of 1 crore rupees, that came or that was kept under the small scale industries. So small scale industries was totally based on labor intensive method. So the government wanted to protect such industries from the large scale industries. As a result, the production of the goods was also reserved for small scale industries. But when the economy was opened, so the total investment has been increased from 1 crore to 5 crores, and the goods which was reserved, that is removed, and that is known as de-reservation of production. Means any small scale industries can produce according to his own wish, or they can produce the goods in such a way so that they can compete with the other companies. Next is the price determination by the market forces. There are two market forces, one is known as demand and other is known as supply. The point where the demand and supply both are equal, that determine the price. So previously the government always interfere in the matter of price determination, but when the economy was opened, now there was no intervention of the government. Any producer, industrialist can determine its own price according to the market forces such as demand and supply. Next is the import of capital goods. After independence, the government had decided import substitution, means there will less and less import can be done so that we can preserve our currency within the country. But when it is opened, huge amount of capital goods is being imported so that the development and growth may take place. Infrastructure may increase with a rapid speed. So before completion of it, you must know what is capital goods. These are those goods which generates assets, or addition of assets by purchasing of such kind of goods is known as capital goods, such as machines, tools, etc. So these goods helps in the production process. As a result, not only the production but also the productivity will increase, and the people and our economical growth may take place at a faster rate. Now come to the second, that is the financial sectors. Now come to the second, that is known as financial sector reforms. So financial sector reforms is related to role of RBI. So first of all, RBI means Reserve Bank of India. RBI is considered as the apex bank of our country, and it has given power to regulate all the bank prior to 1991. But after 1991, the regulatory system has been removed, and in place of regulatory system, the RBI became the facilitators of the commercial bank. Facilitators means to give the facilities, and some rights has been also given to the commercial bank. They can also determine their own interest rate and so on. But no doubt, the supervision work will be done by the RBI. So in this way, we can say that some power of RBI has been removed from the commercial bank so that the commercial bank can do their work in a free mode. Now come to the establishment of private sector banks. Prior to 1991, all the banks were in the hand of government, and that is known as public sector bank. But after 1991, the private sector had also given rights to open the new bank so that maximum customer can get the benefits. Even the opening of the private sector banks, it also create the competition among the public and the private sector's bank, and due to that maximum facility is being availed by the consumers. Now next is the foreign investment. So when there are two kind of investment, one is known as portfolio investment and other is known as direct investment. But in case of financial sector reforms, the government opened the financial sector up to 51%. So up to 51% means what? The person who is ready to invest their capital, either he is related to our own country or private sector or from the other countries, he will be the owner of that banks. So in this way, the investment in the financial sectors increased with a rapid speed. Next is the due to the foreign investments, the insurance company, next is the systematic investment plans, that is known as mutual funds, and other funds also increased in our country with a rapid speed. Now next is the setting up new branches. Prior to 1991, before setting up new branch, or you can say expansion of new branch, or you can say set up of new banks, there was the requirement to take permission from RBI. But after 1991, now the commercial bank has given rights to expand their own branches, and it helped to create a global to create a better market, and the consumers are capable to get loans at a reasonable rates. So overall we see that financial sector reforms also helped a drastic change in the industrial sector, agricultural sectors and service sectors, and due to that the liberalization, in the liberalization these points has been taken which is related to financial reforms. Okay, thank you. In the next video we will discuss about the tax reforms, foreign exchange reforms and the trade and investment policy.